Hello, I'm Tracy Faulkner from Lush Fabrics with your new release for this week. We have 11 new fabrics. One of them is a restock. The rest are new, and one of those is our Lush Sunday Special. And we also have a few new sewing essential things which have come in, so I'm just going to quickly show you those ones at the end as well. So the first fabric that I want to show you today is a restock. And it's one where I let the cat out of the bag a little earlier than I had intended to this week. So this one, I updated the inventory on the product that we already had up on the website and didn't realise that would send a notification out to you all who would ask to be notified when it was restocked. I thought because it wasn't available on the website, that wouldn't have gone out yet. I was wrong. So many of you now know that our very popular fabric that we've had before, Divalicious, is available again today. So one of my most favourite dresses is out of this fabric, and I posted that for you a couple of days ago. So this is actually a double brush poly, but it has this gorgeous velvet flocking on it. Let's just change the colour. This is actually black, but that works because now you can see that flocking really well. So it is very much a solid black. The light just changed for us there when I got a bit close, I think. So the stretch factor is a little bit different from a normal double brush poly because of that flocking that's on there. And just a little bit of vertical stretch, so it does change the vertical stretch and the horizontal stretch, and even the drape a little bit because of that flocking, but it is absolutely beautiful. So we have a really big roll of this, so I'm hoping there is plenty to go around. And of course the thread to match is just a good old black, number 4000. I thought I'd put these on again today because someone did notice that I didn't put them in the video last week. But with the threads, if we have a thread that matches, I will put the link to that particular thread on the product listing of each fabric on our website. So that is good old Divalicious back in stock again. The next one is the one that I'm wearing, and this is actually the same dress that I have made using the Divalicious fabric. This is the Hepburn dress by Patterns for Pirates, which I really like, and the Divalicious is actually exactly the same. So it's got the high neck. This is looking a little bit different because I've got my microphone attached here. And it's below the knee. Show you. I have not pattern matched, although I did try to pattern match, and clearly I got it very, very wrong. I'm not sure how, but I'm not overly fussed by that with this sort of a fabric. If it was a more obvious contrast, I think, between the stripes, I'd be a bit more worried about it, but I mean, it is a bit out. I don't mind. Especially as I'll be wearing, I've got a jacket with me today, just a little black blazer that I'm wearing over the top, so that takes part of it away. So this is a sweater knit. So it's purple buffalo plaid sweater knit. And it has really nice stretch horizontally, a little bit vertically, and really nice drape. So it's nice and soft. It feels beautiful in a sweater knit dress. So probably more traditionally people would use sweater knit for a jumper or a cardigan, but I really wanted another sweater knit dress. I have a couple at the moment and I really, really like them. So I wanted another one, but in a different style. So I'm really happy with the way this one has come out. There is a Resant purple that matches this, but I don't have it in stock as yet. We're still catching up with all of this sort of stuff. So what I did is I just made sure to fold it on one of the darker lines for where my hem was going to be stitched, and I just used black for mine. Now this one you could match up with, if you wanted to match anything, the purple rayon spandex or eggplant double brush poly if you wanted to have a match with that one. Okay, so this is the purple buffalo plaid sweater knit. Now I have some French terries for you. You've seen this print before. We've got this in the Burgundy, I think. So this one is just the black. And someone was asking me about boy prints the other day. In fact, I've had a couple of questions about boy prints recently. So this is one which would be great for boys. I know we don't have a great deal of boy prints. I'm a mum of all boys, so I would buy more boy prints if I ever saw more boy prints. But unfortunately, there aren't a lot available, certainly from my suppliers anyway. But this one may well work just nicely. So French Terry has some horizontal stretch, nothing vertically, and this is the drape. So this one is about 200 GSM, so it's a very light French Terry, but it is still quite warm and cozy. So just keep that in mind when you get it. It's not thick, snuggly feeling, but it's still nice and warm to wear. So if you haven't used French Terry before, you'll know that a fabric is French Terry, because on one side it will have these little loops, and then on the other side it will be smooth. So the loops can be on the front or the back. It's probably more common that they're on the back, but they can also be on the front. Now French Terry, look, you can make all sorts of things with French Terry. Jumpers are pretty popular with French Terry. You can still make a dress with them. You can make pants, a top, a skirt. You know, there's heaps that you can make. You just need to make sure the stretch requirements fit the pattern that you're going to be sewing up. Because this doesn't have any vertical stretch, you need to make sure that the pattern doesn't require four-way stretch, that two-way stretch is okay. So this one, obviously black would look beautiful with it, and we've paired it up with ivory because the stars are not quite white, they're more of an ivory. And obviously any other colour under the sun would look beautiful with this. Okay, so that is French Terry stars in black. And I've got another French Terry, also good for boys or girls. The grey and ivory stripes, French Terry. My supplier calls this black and ivory. It is definitely not black. And usually I do try and stick with the supplier names where I can, but I just definitely couldn't with this one because it is so far away from black that I didn't. But it's just lovely. So it's the same weight as the other one, same sort of stretch as the other one, with really nothing at all vertically, and the same drape. And this one we've put with the heather grey rayon modal, or the grey 100% cotton knit is another one that you could put with it. Or where's the ivory? Ivory is nice too. And so many other colours because they look great with grey and ivory. Okay, so grey and ivory stripes, French Terry. Now today, just one scuba today, but it's another Tiny Dots, which is such a classic little print. We've got the Tiny Dots in some double brush poly. I think we've actually got a round spandex as well, and now we have two in the scuba. So this is Tiny Dots in Burgundy Scuba. So scuba, I haven't written it down, I think scuba's about 220, 240 perhaps GSM. It's a slightly thicker fabric. You can see that there. It's got a little bit of thickness to it. Makes it lovely and forgiving. Just drop my papers on the floor. Excuse me. Makes it nice and forgiving if you want to just gloss over some lumps or bumps that you might have going on. Makes a beautiful pencil skirt. Nice jacket, structured cardigan even. You can still do tops in that lovely peplum top because it's got that little bit more structure. Things like peplums look amazing in scuba. Okay, so it has a really nice horizontal stretch. Just a little bit of give vertically, and there's your drape. And we put ivory with this one as well. It's a bit of ivory today actually. Matches with a few of the things that we've got. So that matches in those background dots there. So that is Tiny Dots in Burgundy, and it's a scuba. All right, now last week we were a bit short on the double brush polys, but I think I've got about 4 of them here for you this week. Beautiful and soft. So double brush poly, if it's something that you haven't used before, it's quite a lightweight fabric. It's 180 GSM. It is polyester based, so it's 96% poly, 4% spandex. And it has been brushed on the right side and the wrong side, which makes it the most beautiful fabric to touch and to wear. It feels beautiful against your skin. So it's really lovely, and it's a fabric that has really great stretch both ways and really good recovery. So it just means that it will stretch out, but it won't stay stretched out. So when the stretch is gone, it'll pop back in to where it's supposed to be. So it's not going to grow on you, it's not going to get any bigger on you during the day. And that makes it a great fabric for so many garment types. It's beautiful for leggings. I love my double brush poly leggings that I have. You can make pants, skirt, dress, top, jumper, cardigan, jacket, just about anything you could make with double brush poly. Just checking those stretch requirements. So we list the stretch percentages of all of our fabrics on our website. So just click on the fabric you're interested in and you'll see what it weighs, and you'll see what the stretch percentage is, and you'll see if it matches any other fabrics, and we'll list those fabrics there, and you'll see if there's a thread that matches as well. So all of that information is on there, which we hope makes it easier for you to buy online, so you'll know if it's going to match the pattern that you have. Okay, so this one is called Grand Prix. It's just your traditional black and white check. So another really good one for boys. And there are a few of those today because before I put Divalicious into today's lineup, it was going to be a total flower-free fabric release. But then I've got quite a few fabrics out the front that I really need to get out to you, so I just couldn't hold off. So I have thrown one little fabric with some flowers in there, but the rest, there are no flowers today. And I know some of you associate Lush with floral fabrics, and for some of you that's good, and for some of you it's not so good. So we do still have plenty of floral fabrics on the website, but we have tried to make this release that little bit different and not be floral based. So this one is Grand Prix. It is black and ivory. So this is the ivory double brush poly. So again, you can put just about any colour with this one, and make some amazing things for boys or for girls. But just given I've had those few queries about boys, this would be a great option for boys. Now thread for this one, I mean, it's a bit tricky, isn't it? Because you're either going to see the white thread on the black, or you're going to see the black thread on the white. So I guess it's kind of whatever you've got on hand for this one. I've put down black because we're out of white at the moment. It's out of stock. We do have some more coming. Yeah, look, there's no fudging this one because they're interchanging little squares. So you're going to see some of your top stitching on there. So it had to be quite good top stitching. Now I forgot to show you actually that I did have a matching thread for the tiny dots, which is this one here, 1459. I'll put the link up on the website for that one so you can see that. Okay, next, another double brush poly. This is so pretty. Cheyenne has sewn this one up for us. It's called Muted Rainbow. Doesn't it have the most beautiful colours in there? You can make some beautiful things with this. Now this is a vertical print. So it's printed on here and designed for you to wear these stripes vertically. But the great thing about double brush poly is it has really amazing horizontal stretch. So it goes really well crosswise, but it also stretches really beautifully vertically. So if you prefer some horizontal stripes, there is absolutely no reason why you can't wear it that way. We've got another one, I think it's called the green and navy stripes, and they are the same. They are vertical stripes, but I've made myself a dress out of it and I preferred the look of the horizontal stripes, so I just turned the fabric around and I made my dress with horizontal stripes. It works just as well, the stretch is just as good. So, beautiful drape. Lots of colours that could go with this one, which makes it easy to mix and match in your wardrobe. So vintage mauve is one that looks really nice. And teal blue, that's a double brush poly, sorry, and this is also double brush poly, teal blue. And rose bamboo, looks lovely. Dark blue, which is a double brush poly, looks great. Dark rose, double brush poly. Cream, double brush poly. Camellia pink, double brush poly. So there's a few options there. So it's pretty colours. So this is muted rainbow, double brush poly. Okay, now we have a tie-dye. An olive tie-dye, this one. It's another double brush poly. And it gets quite an interesting print. So it's really just the olive. Some of the other tie-dyes that we have got some different colours in there. So this one just has the olive. I forgot to tell you about thread for that last one as well. That is because there's so many different colours on it, I wouldn't know which one to use. So I would probably pick a dark blue, I think, to go with this. Sorry to switch and change on you so much. But with so many colours, it's kind of hard to pick the right thread for that one. So I personally would go with the dark blue. Okay, so olive tie-dye. It's really cute. I love it. Again, fantastic for boys or girls. It has a really nice stretch both ways. It's lovely and soft. Really nice drape. So this one you could match up with, this is the olive cotton spandex, and this is the army double brush poly. So you could use either of those. And our friend Ivory, again today, matches in there really well. Now, Rassat do have a matching thread for this one, but again, I don't have it in stock. But you could easily also use an off-white with this one. We are working on our Rassat stocks, but it is going to take us a little while. We've been so busy lately getting all the orders out that we just haven't had time to go through and try and match up these fabrics and then get our order in, but it is on the list to do. We always knew it would be a process. It would probably take a few months to be really valuable for you guys. You know, by the time we added enough thread colours onto enough fabrics so that you can really go back and you get lots of options. So we will get there. This one is incredibly soft. It feels beautiful. It's black and mustard plaid. We went right out with the name on that one, I know. But it's really cute. Again, boys or girls, either would work, and Mel has sewn this one up, so check that out. Such great stretch and so soft. It's beautiful, beautiful drape. So this one looks pretty good, surprisingly, with mustard. This is the mustard double brush poly, and also white double brush poly, and yellow round modal. And I've just gone with good old black thread, the 4000, because that matches pretty well with that one. So pretty, this one. I love it. It feels really, really beautiful. And really nice for boys or girls, I think, this one. Okay, got 2 left. I'm nearly done. Sorry to keep you. We have an animal print, of course. We have to have an animal print, don't we? This is Liverpool. And it's a beautiful, big, bold, print. It's still behind me there. Isn't that amazing? I love that. The colours are stunning. The print is lovely. So Liverpool, if you haven't used Liverpool before, it has good horizontal stretch and really good recovery. It doesn't have anything vertically, and it has a little bit of structure to it. Not quite as much structure as Scuba, but more structure than double brush poly has. It is a fabric that is quite smooth on the wrong side, so the side against your skin, and then the right side has that crepey texture. You can see that crepey look there. Makes it very, very forgiving. And it has some thickness. We didn't cut this bit, sorry about that cutting, that's from the supplier. So the thickness and that crepey texture make it so forgiving, which is fantastic. So this one also looks great with the mustard or the camel. Both of these are double brush polys. And obviously black would look amazing. We don't photograph our fabrics with black because so many of them go with black. It's just a bit of a given, so we're just trying to do a little bit of time saving so we can bring you some other things instead. I do have a thread for this one. I can find the number. I'm looking at the wrong end. I must be. There we go. 849 matches in there with those colours. But again, there's quite a few colours that go through this, so you might just have something that you can match in with it. So this is called Regal. I don't think I've told you the name. This is Regal, and it's a Liverpool. Okay, last one. Finally got there, but then I've got some sewing essentials to show you, so I'm sorry to keep you today. But this is our Lush Sunday special, and it is a vertical. No, it is a Liverpool. So if you haven't tried Liverpool before, it's a really great time while we have this available. So we've called this one Nautical. I'm going to stand back up on my stool so that you can see, because it's got the different variegated stripes in there. I can see a big hole in front of me. So this is the first metre. The first metre of every roll is often quite flawed, and we use it for here. We try and get a good piece, but yeah, it's a pretty shabby cut, or there's a little hole in it or something. So that's what we've got here. My apologies. So that is a navy and a white, and they look really, really nice together. You can put them with the navy Liverpool, or I don't have a card for this one, or the white Liverpool. Looks really nice. Make a beautiful dress. Or dark navy also looks really nice with this one. And we even have some thread to match the navy section, so 3561, or if you've got some white at home, depending on where your hems are going to end up. And this might be the sort of garment where on the sleeves you have to use a white for top stitching, and on the bottom hem you might need to use the navy. It all just depends on where it ends. So obviously do that to make it look really nice. So Liverpool, just like the other one, it has really great horizontal stretch, nothing vertically, and a little bit of structure to its drape. So this is a Sunday special, which means for today only it is a little bit cheaper than it normally is. So if you haven't tried Liverpool before, this is one of the reasons why I do Sunday specials. So it makes the fabric a little bit cheaper for you. So if it's not something that you've tried before, you might be more willing to give it a go because it doesn't cost quite so much. You can try out some new things. Okay, so that is all of our fabrics. So I'm just going to quickly show you some of the sewing essentials that we've got in. The first one is the chalk cartridge sets that we had. We've just got a restock of those, so they are back up on the website. And I'll show you this one first. I think this is the most amazing little device ever. So this is a seam ripper. Here's your seam ripper, which comes with a magnifying glass, which also has a little LED light. Now, for someone like me, I really struggle at night with dark things. I think we all do, but my night vision is not great. And I would never unpick anything at night time. I try to avoid it altogether anyway, but I would never do it at night time. But with something like this, I actually think I could. So it comes with just 3 little cell batteries in here. This doesn't have a screw in it to keep it to keep it together. So please keep that in mind if you have young kids. But seriously, it's going to make your vision so much better. I think this is the most amazing little device ever. So that is going to be up on the website. And then we also have these little guys, which are called little, they're called buddies. So they're little bobbin clips. So it means that you can keep your bobbin and your thread together so you know which ones are matching. So all you do, let's pull that out. That'll be right. Oh, I'm pulling the wrong bit. That's why I can't get it. Oopsie. Okay, I've got a broken bobbin on here too, which really does not help things at all. It's really jammed on there because it's broken. How silly. Why does this have to happen right in the middle of my little video? Great timing, Tracy. No, I've broken that on there. This was a dodgy bobbin to start with, so here we go. But because I don't do any sewing at the shop, I don't really have a lot there, so this is why that is as dodgy as it is. So my apologies. But what you do, if it's all working well, is you just squeeze them together and you just put your bobbin through. And you put your thread on as well, and you push them up all the way, and then you push your thread on, and then they just stay on there together so they don't get lost. So they come in purple and in pink and in blue. And then the other thing we have, which is a similar sort of tool, but this is just to keep your threads nice and neat. So this is called a peel. It's like a spool hugger. So where I've got all my threads just up on a thread stand, and there are just bits hanging down everywhere. So the idea of this is that you just wrap it around the spool just to keep the threads in close. So it doesn't wrap all the way around the Resant ones, but it does for the Goodman sized spools. So it just keeps them nice and neat. Just, you know, another little thing to have in your little sewing stash. So they come in orange, green, pink and blue. And then the last thing I have are these point turners, which if you're making like a sash or pockets, those sorts of things where you really need that crisp edge in your point, and that's really good. And the other end is used as a button gauge, apparently. I don't know much about that because I don't tend to sew things that require buttons. I like my knit fabric, which sews up really quickly with the overlocker. So they're in green and in purple. Okay, so that's all. I'm going to let you go because I have been rabbiting on at you for far too long. We again have our Lush gift voucher to give away, but I'm doing it a little bit differently this week. So instead of giving away $50 in our Lush Fabrics group, I'm actually going to split it up. I'm going to do $25 in the Lush Fabrics group, and I'm going to do $25 on the Lush Fabrics page, so that people who aren't in the group still have the opportunity to see it and to enter the competition. So we'll see how that goes. So you can feel free to enter both as many times as you like. That is fine. Okay. Thank you. I hope you like this week's fabrics, and we'll see you again next week. Thanks. Bye.